Welcome to an ongoing segment. We're not sure how long this will last. It really will depend on the market. This segment is about Libra coin. That's the stable coin, the cryptocurrency proposed by Zuckerberg. Some people also call it Zucker coin, but the official name is Libra coin. Just to give you a quick background, Libra was proposed last year in 2019 as a stable coin. It was to be rolled out by, you guessed it, Facebook and Zuckerberg. This was basically his idea. The whole idea was it was going to facilitate the payment, cross-border payment of merchandise, of services that would be sold over Facebook. It would eliminate the problem of people having to convert their currency into another currency in order to pay a vendor overseas or to purchase services overseas. So this was the idea behind Libra coin. It was proposed by Zuckerberg. It was also supposed to be a stable coin, so it was going to reduce the volatility that's associated with many cryptos by being backed not by the dollar per se, but by a basket of goods that would be half US dollars, would be another percentage, around 10, 11, 12% of euros. It would be another percentage of yen. I think the Singapore dollar was going to have a smaller percentage, somewhere around 5 or 6%. So again, the whole idea was that there was going to be a basket of currencies that would lend a certain stability to the coin. And that's why it was going to be less volatile than using Bitcoin, and this was the rationale behind Libra starting the coin. Of course, in order to start it, it also, I should mention, was not going to happen in the United States. They presented their plan for a nonprofit that is up and running, is based in Switzerland. There's a number of stakeholders, both U.S. and international, that are members of the nonprofit, including Facebook. But the idea is that Facebook will have a limited influence ultimately on the coin. Even though they have invented the coin, they've also invented the programming language, which they're also releasing as open source. So that's the background for the Libra stablecoin. And anybody who's been following it knows Facebook does not have a really good reputation, and let's just say that that reputation seems to have provoked a certain amount of resistance, and some would say even a backlash against Libra coin on the part of both lawmakers and the general public. Zuckerberg went to Washington, D.C. He was grilled by a number of Congress people about his Libra coin project. A number of people made suggestions that he go back and work on additional things they didn't like. One thing they didn't like was the fact that it was a potential challenge to the U.S. dollar. So that was one aspect. Another thing that a lot of people were pushing back on was they were wondering if Facebook, which has had its own share of controversies, they're wondering if Facebook is the issuer of money. Are they going to be able to prevent you ultimately from either spending money, receiving money? There's the feeling that because Facebook has been considered in some circles to be a bit draconian as far as some of their censorship practices, could they in turn around and utilize the fact that you're now dependent on their Libra coin for payments for your website, for your YouTube monetization, for your Facebook monetization? Could they then turn around and use that against you should they not like your opinion, should they have some business dispute with you, etc.? So as a result of the pushback on Libra coin, it seems like Zuckerberg did not, in fact, get it to be fast-tracked and approved as quickly as possible. Right now it's in limbo. You may also recall that President Trump, prior to the arrival of Zuckerberg in D.C. to lobby for the Libra coin, President Trump had tweeted his own dislike for cryptocurrency in general, Bitcoin in particular. He viewed it as a threat to the U.S. dollar, and although many would say that he was perhaps less than fully informed about cryptocurrency, he did indicate that he had some skepticism towards cryptocurrency. So that's kind of the context that all this happened in. As a result, the most recent news is that Facebook is now saying that their wallet, Calibra, which will be put out by the Libra Association, looks like that's going to be rolled out towards the end of this year. they're saying that their wallet, Calibra, will now accept central bank digital currencies. So that is a big change. What they're basically saying is that they will accept cryptocurrencies that are going to be put out by different central banks. A number of central banks are experimenting with cryptocurrencies, which will essentially be a digital version of their national currencies. Now, if you'll remember, both Germany and France pushed back and basically told Facebook to take a hike. Facebook, they did not want to open a digital currency market in the European Union, and one of the primary reasons was Germany and France felt like that the euro should become a digital currency itself. They want to put out their own state-backed digital currency, and so they are going to, and apparently Facebook is now saying they will accept that digital currency. So you can take it as what you will. I'll give you my opinions. What I think it is that it's a very smart move on Zuckerberg's part. He did get some pushback originally from his crypto Libra solo idea. So the fact that now his wallet will accept central bank digital currencies, to me, seems like a way of mollifying and or buying off, some might even say, some of the central bankers by indicating that he's more than willing to accept whatever cryptocurrencies they can come up with, as long as he can still get his cryptocurrency. Now, why would that perhaps not be that bad for his interest? Well, I would say there's a couple of things. One, he still would get his Libra coin, so that's still in play. In addition to that, he could still make money on transaction fees or exchange fees when you're exchanging your central bank digital currency for Libra currency. So that's another way that he can make money. Another way that he's going to mollify people is that then it makes it seem that he's not really trying to undermine national currencies as much as he's trying to augment national currencies. So that would also seem to be something that would be a good argument to be made for him deciding to accept these central bank digital currencies. And then finally, I would argue, and this is where it gets more into the realm of conspiracies, during the time that Zuckerberg did come to lobby for his Libra coin, he had two quiet, I wouldn't say secret, but let's just say that they were kept under wraps. He had two dinners with Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg had rather two dinners with Trump. So both Trump and Zuckerberg had two private dinners together. There were no aides there. There were no meeting notes to be had. So we don't really know what they talked about. It's definitely is open for speculation. I can tell you what I think they talked about. What they talked about was essentially that Zuckerberg will help get Trump elected, and as a result, ultimately, the Zucker coin or Libra coin will be approved. And so from my viewpoint, this is just an aspect of trying to nail down some of the details for an already worked out secret deal between Trump and Zuckerberg that is going to allow the cryptocurrency known as Libra to go forward. There will be some slight tweaks and some slight adjustments, but the long and the short of it is, regardless of the apparent displeasure of Trump for cryptocurrencies, these currencies will go forward, and Zuckerberg will be one of the main beneficiaries. So that's the latest from Libra News. We'll be keeping an eye on the Libra Zucker coin story for you. It's one of the big stories that's going to be happening and rolling out in crypto in 2020. So we want to keep an eye on that. Just to remind you, all of the views expressed on this podcast, whether by me, your host, Crypto Rasputin, or by any of my guests or associates, are strictly opinions and not facts necessarily, and more to the point, they should not be construed as investment advice or any sort of financial advising at all. You always need to do your own research. You always need to consult a financial professional and understand that we make no representation for any of this to be anything else except opinions, entertainments, and rants of yours truly, Crypto Rasputin. And just remember, the revolution will not be televised, but it will be on the blockchain. We'll see you next time.